Hello students, welcome back to our AriserTalent. I am your maths teacher Arpita Sharma and we are studying chapter statistics. So in this chapter, starting from writing the name of the chapter, which is statistics. What we have covered, student, till yet? Until now, we have discovered about this word statistics. What does it mean? Its formulas, application, and we have done questions on cumulative frequency and mean. And then in a very previous lecture, we have discovered that what are the properties of the mean. So, if you are adding something, subtracting something, dividing something or multiplying something in mean, so that will be in the quantities that are or the observation, then that will be added, subtracted, multiplied and divided in the mean also. Okay. So, with the next question or may be next topic, that there are advantages and disadvantages of mean, of taking mean or doing questions on mean. Now, what are the advantages? Look, if I'm asking you, if you're having some 8 to 9 subjects, right? And I'm asking you to tell me each and every subject's marks you've got in your exam. Now, what else I can say? I can just ask you about your average mark. Your average marks, when you will tell me, it will be very easy for me to remind it, to remember it, and also for you to tell me, because you don't have to tell each and every subject mark here. Just give me an average mark number, right, and include all of it, right? So, what are the advantages? Advantages, first, arithmetic mean is simple to understand and easy to calculate. As far as we have talked about it, it is really very easy, because we have to just sum the observation up and divide it by the number of observation, and that's all about the mean. So, it is actually a very simple process to understand and very easily calculate, because two operations are there. You have to add them and you have to divide them. Simple. Okay. Then the second, it is rigidly defined. It is well defined. Okay, it's not you are taking something randomly, it's well defined. Then the third one, suitable for further algebraic. Why it's suitable for further algebraic? I have told you in the previous lecture about the properties, that if you are having a basic 4 or 5 or n numbers of observation, and you have calculated the what? The mean of it. Now, if you are gonna adding something, like you have to add each and every in each and every observation, it has been increased by 2, number 2 or number 3, then what you have to do? You just don't have to recalculate the mean, but you just have to put 3 in the mean. So, for that algebraic properties, it's fine, it's very fine. Okay. So, the next one is, it is least affected fluctuation of sampling. It is least affected fluctuation of sampling. That means, if I am observing something, look, if you are observing something and you are something like a scientist or something, so you are taking observation and they are 29.275, and then there's a second observation that went 39.732. Now, the third observation I'm talking about is something like 35.273. It should be like this, but you've done a silly mistake right there, and you just write it like 35.237. You just reverse the number. Now, there's a small mistake. But when we will take average of it, the average of it will be having even the fraction of it, because there is an average you are taking. So, the actual mistake done by you is actually getting reduced when this mistake is approximate, something like that. If I'm getting numbers like 30 out of out of 50 I'm talking about. In one subject I have got 35, in one subject I have got 29, in one subject I have got 40, and one subject I got 45. But when I took the mean of that, what I did, that I wrote it 30, 35, 30 here, 40 and 45. Now what you have to do, you just have to take the mean of this and mean of this. Now you will be seeing that the difference between this mean and this mean is really very small. It's, you know, fraction of 1 even, the fifth fraction of 1. So it is actually very small. So missing some number like this short of 1, 2, marginal will not make your mean miserable actually. So that will work. For the small mistakes, that will work. I am telling you, for the small mistake. Why I am repeating you again about this? Because for small, you are having this advantage. But if you have done large mistakes, you have take large margins, then there is a disadvantage of it. We will talk about it in our next slide. So basically it is least affected fluctuation of sampling. It's clear to you guys now. Now the last one is, it takes into account of the values in the series. It takes into account all the values in the series. If I am taking these number of 40 observation, and so on, and something like it ends till 29. Now these are 40 observation, just say, and when I'll be taking the average of it, I'll count each and everything. So each and every observation will be counted here. So the advantage is that account all the values in the series, all the values, okay, not even single value is left behind. So all data is consumed, right? Okay, so this is about the advantage, and when you are talking about pros, you cannot forget about the cons. So there is a advantage of something, there will be disadvantage of something too. Now how will you choose? You have to take mean of that or not? This simply advantage meets your need or disadvantage meets your need. That's simply like this. Okay, so disadvantage is highly affected by the presence of a few abnormally high. Now I am talking about abnormally high or abnormally low scores. I was telling you, you have assumed 30. You have assumed 30 to what? 29. 29, in place of 29 you have brought 30. There is a minute difference of 1. Now I am telling you that what you did, you have just mentioned it 290. Now abnormally large value is this. The second case, 29. You just write 9 here and forget about the 2. So these two observation, in one this is abnormally large and second this is abnormally small. Now it will change your mean completely. So mistakes like this are not allowed. If you do such kind of mistakes, that will mess up with your mean. Okay, so this is what in the first point you are asking, that it is highly affected by the presence of a few abnormally high or abnormally low scores. Even the one value, if you have taken abnormally low or abnormally high, then it will affect for sure. Okay, so this is your first disadvantage. Now the second thing is, in absence of a single item, its value becomes inaccurate. Now the advantage, what you have to take account of all the values, but if you haven't taken account of all values and if you forget something, like you are having marks like 10, 9, 8, 10 and 9. These were the marks in the 5 subjects you have got out of 10. Now there will be mean. Mean is what? 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 10 plus 9 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Is this? So So 9, 8 and 9. 26. So 6 here. To carry 2, 3 and 4. So 46 by 5. So that is 9 times 45, 1 remaining, so 9.2. This is the average. Now what you've done, average should be what? The mean should be what? 9.2. Now what you've did, you just omitted, you just forgot to mention this 10. Now how will you take the mean here? That will be 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 9. Now you have forgot this about this value 10. You just omitted this one. Now that will be again divided by 5 because you have just forget to mention it here, but you know that there are 5 numbers. So when we will calculate this, there will be 36 by 5. Now the mean will be what? Mean will be 7.2. Now 9.2 and 7.2. Imagine there is a difference between 9.2 7.2. If it will be like if in one term we were getting 7.213, in the second thing we will be getting 1313. These kind of value cannot be ignored. Like okay, these are approximate value, but this value 7.2 and 9.2 having a difference of what? 2. And even the value on which we are judging is 10. So from 10 eliminating 2 is a big difference, guys. So you can't do like this. So there is a thing, the absence of a single item's value become inaccurate. Now then the third one, it cannot be determined by inspection. Now by just looking at these numbers, maybe if you are looking at these numbers, you can just tell me the mean. But if I'm telling you random numbers like what? Like 40, 97, 10, 30, 40. And now I will just ask you, what is the mean of these all things? Now you just can't look at it and tell me. You have to calculate it and then tell me. So you just can't go through just looking at it and have the values. Okay. So note this advantage and disadvantage thing, and I'll be right back there. Noted. So I should rub this. Okay. So after getting all these advantages and disadvantage thing, we have this question. Okay. Before having this question, we'll talk about some formula. Okay. Which formula? There is some new sum, and that will be equals to student old sum minus wrong value or wrong observation plus right observation. This is the small formula we are getting. Now, how you are going to apply this? Let's suppose you are having these three numbers 30, 40 and 40. These three observations you are having. But by mistake, you have done it 30, 30 and 40. In this case, your sum is 4, 40, 40, 80, 80 plus 30, that is 110. So there is 110 here, but if you will talk with this, so this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that will be 100 for sure. So this is 100. Now this is what? Where you put the value wrong. Okay, no, this is the true value and this is the right value. So this value, suppose this is right and this value is wrong. Okay. Now, what will be the consequences of it? This is 3, these are 3, so that will, there will be, the mean will be 110 by 3, and here the mean or x bar will be equals to 100 by 3. Okay, in both case your mean will be different, right student? Now this is right value and this is wrong value. This is your, what you say, old one, and this is your new one. Now let's find out that whether this equation is right or wrong. So this is old and this is new. Old observation, new observation. So new sum is what? New sum is 100 equals to old sum. Old sum is what? 110 minus wrong observation. Wrong observation was 40. Okay student, and plus of right observation. Right observation is 30. Okay, so that will be 100 equals to 110 plus 30, that will be 140. Good. So that will be 130, sorry, okay, 140. This is 110 and this is 30. So 140 minus 40, and that will give you 100. So 100 here, 100 here. So this formula seems to be balanced. So we can use this formula in our questions. Now I have talked about this formula here because we have to use this formula in the very next question of ours. Okay, so what is our next question? I've just make you see the glimpse of it, and it just disappeared. Here it is, the mean of 40 observation. Now the mean of 40 observation, number of observation is divided by n and it's given 40. Okay students, now the mean, that means x bar, okay, x bar, that is given as 160. Okay, it was deducted on rechecking. Now 40 observation were there and the mean was 160, but when we rechecked it, we find out that the value of 165 was wrongly occupied as or copied as 125 for computation of mean. So if we are having this x bar and we are having the 40 observation right there, so that will gonna be 1 by n. Okay, summation I 1 to 40 xi. This is the formula. Now the value of x bar is given, value of n is given, and you don't know about the summation. So x bar is 160 equals to 1 by 40 divided by, sorry, multiplied by this summation xi. So that means this was that will be 0 here, 0 here, 24. So 6400. 6400 here will be equals to summation 1 to 40 xi. Now this is what student? This is given as the old sum. So this is equals to old sum. Okay. Now you have provided sorry, or you have given that new, not new, but right and wrong. You have given with the right and wrongs one. So right observation and the wrong observation. So if you are talking about the right observation, it has given as the value of 165 was wrongly copied as 125. So the right value is 165 and the wrong value is 125. So right observation is 165 and the wrong observation is 125. Is that so? Now if is that so, so by this formula, or should I write this or you will write this? Okay, so you have to write down this formula here in the question by this formula. I am just getting the numbers here, new sum. Now the new sum is, we will find out what new sum will be equals to old sum. Now old sum was 6400, we have calculated from here. So 6400 minus wrong observation. Now wrong observation is 125, we have written it, we have mentioned it, and plus of 165. Now 165 and 125, when we'll just minus it, or that will be 40. So that will be 6400 minus 40, that will be 0 here, and then 6 here, then 3660 it is, okay. So 3660 it is, if you just minus 40 from it. Is it a minus or plus? No, it's a plus. So you have to do it plus, because this is, because when we will calculate this, that will be plus 40, not minus 40. So that will be a plus 40, and the value will be 0, 4 here, 4 here, and 6 here. So this is the value. Now this is the value of new sum. Now look at the question. If it's asking about the new sum, find the correct mean. It's asking for mean again. Mean. So mean is what? New mean. Simply new mean will be what? New sum divided by simply value of n, number of observation. So new sum is 6440, and this is 40. You can cancel out 0 by 0. Now by 4 ones are 4, 4 ones are 4. So 2 remaining, 2 and 4. 6 times 24 and 1 time. So this is 161, and this will be what your answer, because it has been asked about the new mean. So new mean will be equals to 161. The mean before was 160. Now you can imagine this. I have told you about the advantages over there. Now advantage is this, that you have taken this 165 and 125. Now the difference is of 40. But the mean is only fluctuating by only one number. Mean is fluctuating only by one number, because the mean from the 40 observation right there was 160, but here it is 161. The right one is 161. But the value you have misplaced is 125 for 165. So there is a very much difference. But when we will take the mean, there will be only difference by 1. Okay. So this is the beauty of the mean. This is the advantage. Okay, so note it, student, so that we can move further. Okay, so noted. Now this has been for today. In today's session we have covered the advantages and disadvantages, and we have also done a question. Now in the next lecture we'll talk about the frequency, because we have just done the questions based on the where some numbers are not repeating. We are not talking about any frequency, but we'll deal with it too. Okay, so we'll talk about these questions, but in our next lecture. Till then, take care, study hard, bye.